Shalom, shalom. Call halayim la, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kapudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone and teach them well. Peace and salutation to be to the elect. Without Tazawam, coming as true from the prophets in Babylon, camp here in Tampa, Florida. Alright, this lesson is going to be going into nuclear missiles. Alright, I've seen this video talking about what would happen if Satan II missile were to hit Washington, D.C. Alright, showing its blast radius and all things of that nature. Alright, let's say you don't get hit by the nuclear missile. There's something called nuclear fallout. Alright. Nuclear fallout is, let me look it up. It says nuclear fallout. It says nuclear fallout is radioactive dust and ash that falls back to Earth after a nuclear explosion. How it affects the environment. Fallout can contaminate the air, water, and ground surfaces for miles around. How it affects people. People close to the blast site may experience injury, death, burns, or blindness. How it's created. When a nuclear weapon explodes, the resulting dust and debris mixes with radioactive fission products and is drawn into the explosion cloud. The cloud can rise up to 5 miles high and form a mushroom shape. Mushroom clouds. Alright. The most dangerous concentrations of fallout are usually within 10 to 20 miles downwind of the blast. Alright, so you got a concentration of radiation. You know, when you go to you ever been to a hospital or a doctor and you got an MRI or an X-ray exam, what they're hitting you with is radiation. Okay? It's like an invisible fire causing cancer and disruption in the body, causing cell death, all sorts of things. It's just destroying you. Alright? You can keep getting hit with it over time or get hit with a higher concentration. It's going to cause your hair to fall out, beard to fall out, teeth to become brittle, to get weak. Such things as these is from radiation poisoning. Okay? Well, I believe that it's going to take place to where they might shoot one of those, they might shoot like a very strong missile, not a nuclear missile, but a very strong missile before, as a precursor to the nuclear missiles, to start EMPs, whatever it may be. Okay, and a lot of people are going to be affected by it, and that's going to put the world into a very hostile state. It's possible, it could happen, but it's just me speaking as a man. Alright, we know through the spirit that all nuclear missiles going to be shot off at once, at one time only. They ain't going to be used before or after that time. There's that army set for us, a set date. Okay, but I do believe they'll shoot off lesser power, lesser evil missiles to disrupt the balance of Babylon, the technology, their military. Okay, have everybody over here in tribulation, man. Okay. Effects on humans. Nuclear fallout can cause a range of health effects in humans, including radiation poisoning, cancer, and genetic damage. The severity of the effects depends on the amount of radiation exposure, the type of radiation, and the length of exposure. So the longer you're exposed to that radiation, the more devastating that damage can be. Radiation poison or acute effects is radiation poisoning, nausea and vomiting, skin redness, hair loss, acute radiation syndrome, which is it says this is a lethal radiation syndrome. Radiation burns. These are local radiation injuries caused by radiation exposure. Long-term effects: cancer, genetic damage, immunodeficiency diseases. All right. Other effects: contaminated food, contaminated air. So it's like no escaping these death machines. These are death spirits created for vengeance, man. That's an army that you just can't get around. They're gonna hit. The scriptures say, I'm gonna grab it, matter of fact. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. All right. Those nuclear silos. All right. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world. What's that mean, the ends of the world? It's going to be shot from one end of the earth to the other. From Russia side to America side. From China side to America side. Okay? Back and forth. They're not going to miss. What that mean? They're not going to miss. They're going whoever they're sent to kill, they're going to kill. Whether you be in the area or near the area, you're going to get hit, man. All right? And it's not, you're not going to be worried about long-term effects. All right? You're not going to be worried about long-term effects. You're going to be worried about the short term. You ain't going to need to worry about the long term, because these missiles are going to kill on impact. All right? And the Lord going to arrive right when these missiles be shot off. The time going to get so bad. The times are going to get so bad. Jacob's trouble going to get so bad that missiles going to be shot off. The world's going to be at the edge of committing suicide, killing itself. All right? And then the Lord's going to show up right before it does it. That's how bad this world's going to get, man. That's what the end of the world is. Okay? These nuclear missiles are being reserved to that day. All right? And it's getting ready to make a sore slaughter. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab that real fast. The book of Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 10. It is sharpened. Matter of fact, verse 9. Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod, of my son, as every tree. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. All right, and this is the ultimate sword. The Lord bathed in heaven, man. All right, the Lord bathed this sword in heaven. Okay, I'll grab that too. Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right. The sword of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord, YAHAWASHI, hath the sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So, America's going to be a great big burnt sacrifice. Okay? the scripture say the slain of the Lord shall be many. These nuclear missiles are sent by the Lord. They're not going to be sent by Russia or China. It's going to be sent by the Lord. YAHAWASHI. All right. Yep. Yep. So I'll grab this and close out. Joel chapter 2 and verse. Joel chapter 2 and verse 2 in the NLT. It is a day of darkness and gloom, and a day of thick clouds and deep blackness. Where do you think thick clouds going to come from? And deep blackness and darkness and gloom. Where do you think all these things are going to come from? Right here is going to explain to you how. It's just suddenly like dawn spreading across the mountains. You know how the sun is going down and its light is shining like over the horizon of the mountains. All right, it's a little brighter at the edges, at the top edges of the mountains, because it's going down. All right, it's the same thing as like when you cover a light and the light concentrates. If you're looking just above the edge, or if you're looking at an eclipse, when it's almost covered, the light is highly concentrated, which can blind you. Okay, but it says like dawn spreading across the mountains, a large and mighty army comes. So it's going to be a large and mighty army when that dawn, when that sun sets, or when it rises, when it sets and when it rises, that light is spread across the whole horizon. All right, or spread across all those mountains. It's hitting everything. All right, that's just going to show you how large this army is going to be. You're going to look up and you're going to see where they come from, and you're not going to be able to see the end of it. It says, like dawn spreading across the mountains, a large and mighty army comes. Also, like you, that's the NIV. The NLT says, it is a day of darkness and gloom, a day of thick clouds and deep blackness. Suddenly, like dawn spreading across the mountains, a great and mighty army appears. Nothing like it has been seen before or will ever be seen again. NIV says, a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and blackness, like dawn spreading across the mountains, a large and mighty army comes, such as never was in ancient times, nor ever will be in ages to come. So these nuclear missiles are only going to be used once, and that's all it's going to take. That's going to be the cleansing of the earth. Just like when the Lord flooded the earth, you say He's never going to flood it again. When He burns the earth up with fire, He's never going to burn it up with fire again, man. Okay? That's going to be the second death, the second final death. And through that, the Lord is going to bring His kingdom out, you know? And this kingdom, the scriptures say in Daniel, that's going to be a everlasting kingdom, okay? Dominating all dominions, and it shall never be overthrown nor overcome. Nobody shall think to come against it. Okay? In the book of, I had to grab one more. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior, a warrior is someone who's going to war, who goes to war often. Every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So that warrior is always, when the warrior goes to war, they fight hand-to-hand combat naturally. Usually it's hand-to-hand combat, people screaming and yelling. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. There ain't gonna be no confusion. You ain't gonna hear people striving against one another. No, it's gonna be thermonuclear missiles. It's gonna be missiles, drones, missiles. Okay, and that's all you've been seeing through these wars. It's drones, missiles, airstrikes, man. That's how this war is going to take place. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So there you go. You have it. This last world war, which we're about to be in, it's going to be with burning and fuel of fire. All right? And these troops going to get sent up to fight against the Lord. And they're going to be burnt. They're going to be destroyed in an instant. All right? With that, truly hope this in transit was edifying to your acumen, YAHAWAH. Listen to truth and sincerity. To next time, I give all glory, honor, praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.